What's the weather
And
like where you
we're
are?
here live on Facebook today, which is Thursday. Hey guys, this is Laura Ash and Barry Ash, two wonderful, incredible people, great friends from the UK. And we're going to talk about something today that's going to change your life, something that you're going to want to know about because it's going to make a big difference in how you live the rest of your life. And I am going to introduce these two over here, these two beautiful people. Laura and Barry are health and wellness and lifestyle experts. They help find solutions to everything that everybody has that is struggling with. People come to them. They are sought after speakers and presenters. And so they want to help us learn how to get control of our bodies and our lives. So would you guys like to introduce yourselves?
Hi guys, it's nice to see you all. How you doing? It's 6 o'clock in the evening here. It's like, what,
Halfway through
noon
the
if
day,
you,
yeah.
exactly. So we're Laura and Barry, and as Shannon really very kindly bigged us up, we're husband and wife team, and we're based over here in the UK, but we've got a massive passion, and our passion has enabled us to hook up with Shannon, who literally believes in the same thing that we do, that it's not just about this, it's about this, isn't it?
And in here.
Yes. Absolutely, definitely.
Got to start from inside.
And so Barry and I, as you say, we're coaches, but we're also remedial hypnotists, and we work under what we call the control system. And I know we're going to talk more about that. And it's, as you say, it's really exciting because it's kind of quite pioneering. We're just getting the word out of it, really.
Exactly. So can you tell us what is so good about the control system?
Baz, do you want to go first?
What I find good about it, it's easy, it's simple, and it's fast. It literally, within 10, 15 minutes, we can make changes like that.
Yes.
That's what makes it so good for me, because I don't like all these drawn out, long-winded, complicated, scientific things that we have to really, really think about. I want something, and a lot of our clients want something that they can do straight away and understand it straight away. And the control system, it makes it so simple, which makes it so quick, which makes it achievable and attainable for everybody else.
And do you know what? I mean, obviously we're big advocates of this, Shannon. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We've worked with so many people who we have been able to make changes for, but how many of us are busy nowadays?
Everybody.
Like, exactly. Like it's and time is a big commodity for us, and we want to be able to make changes instantly. And what's so good about the control system is that it actually enables us to have that one-on-one conversation with our subconscious, because 9 times out of 10 we just get whisked away with life, and we think we have to go to some long ass kind of therapy session, which sometimes we do, but sometimes it's just nice to be able to do it for yourself and do it quickly,
I totally agree with you. And I think that's what makes this different from other types of hypnosis or hypnotherapy. Is that right?
Sorry, can you say that again? I was just like logging onto the Facebook.
Oh. I said, I think that's what makes this different from other types of hypnotherapy and hypnosis.
Absolutely. So the control system, what we do is more a hypnosis rather than a hypnotherapy. And the reason for that is it's because Tim's basically taken all of the skills from hypnotherapy and condensed them down. So hypnotherapy tends to do trance work. We don't do trance work, which is really bizarre to a lot of people. Like now, Shannon, I could tap in and I could talk to my subconscious now, and I could show you that I'm doing that through what we call the swan technique with my fingers moving. So if I wanted to talk directly to my subconscious now, I could do, if there's something I needed to sort out. And so we don't need to go into the long kind of trance-based therapy. But the other thing that's nice is that you can be awake while you're doing it, which gives you massive control, doesn't it?
You can definitely be awake. You can talk straight to, because when we're doing trance work, you are just going in to the subconscious and you're talking to that. We don't get no feedback from the actual conscious mind. But when we're doing control work, we can stop it halfway through, talk to the client and get the conscious thought out. Then we can go and talk to the subconscious. So we're getting this two-way communication or three-way communication when we're doing it. So you get more specific, straight to the point. And then you can say, how do you feel now about it? And they go, well, I've still got a little bit there. Okay, let's go back and talk to another crew member. And we get, okay, I can't really pull that forward no more. I can't feel that sensation no more.
Okay, so I think, Shannon, we need to give a little bit of an explanation about what is trance.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Because let's look at it like this, right? The model of the mind we use is this. So we have a conscious part and a subconscious part. Now, the conscious part is the
logical, rational reasoning part of our brain. It's the part that most of your guys that are listening now are paying attention to. So they're really conscious about paying attention because there might be something coming up they need to absorb. So they're using their conscious part of their brain now.
And then you've got the subconscious, which on the flip turn is the
holds all our beliefs, our values, and most importantly, our behavior patterns.
Yeah.
It's the stuff that we do automatically without even thinking about it. We spend about 95% of our day in our subconscious, just running these patterns that we've learned or we've embedded it into us when we were younger in our previous years.
Sort of like brushing your teeth every morning.
Yeah, totally. Or when you drove to your class, I don't know if you have a manual or do you call it stick over there, don't you, if you drive? Yeah. You don't know how many times you were in first gear or when you change to second gear. You do it automatically. And the reason you can't stop doing something, you can't start doing something, or there's stuff you don't like that's going on in there is because it's an automatic behavior. Now, up to about the age of 8 or 9, we are purely in our subconscious. You know what kids are like. If they get hot, they just take all their clothes off. We can't do that as adults. It's not acceptable. Do you know what I mean? And what happens then is we get this thing that kind of goes around the subconscious, which we call the critical faculty, right? Or we call it...
It's Dave, the security guard. It basically, it keeps our reality as we wanted it to be.
Yeah.
It keeps us safe. Yeah.
Yeah.
It stops any negative things or painful things coming in and hurting us, what we perceive to be safe.
So, for example, if you've ever had someone die, or like 9/11 or 7/7, when you first saw that or when you first hear of something like that, you go, I don't believe it. I don't believe that's happened, right? And it's because it doesn't match our map of reality. So somebody who eats for emotion, right? It's part of their behavior that when they feel sad, they will eat to get them out of that. Because the map of reality and the subconscious, the mind there, does the best strategy for the most happiness, right?
Right.
And so what happens is when you do trance work, you go in, you relax somebody down to a certain point where they're completely relaxed. You get them to imagine, because that's one of the ways you can get the subconscious dominant, okay? The other way is through emotion. And so when you do that, you go into trance and you're open to suggestion, which means that you can talk directly to the subconscious. But the problem with that is, as Barry said, you can't have that conversation. So you might go in and you might tell them, right, from now on, you don't need cigarettes, you're not going to eat for emotion. But that doesn't give the control to the client. And so when we do control work, the client is always awake, they're always conscious, so that we can then speak to the subconscious, the part, because we almost liken it to your mind being like a ship. So you've got the captain, which is the conscious mind, and the crew, which is the subconscious. Now, Shannon, can you imagine if there was a boat and it had no captain at the helm? It would go banzai, right? Exactly. So that's what we do. We speak directly to that crew member that's doing that job, and we basically ask it to change its job. And by having the client awake, or you being awake, it's so much easier. And the good thing as well is that you can learn it, and then you can give it to other areas.
I was going to say it, because the client actually sees what you're doing, they feel what you're doing, and they learn the process within the control system. So when they go away, they can say, right, that part's fixed, but I still have this niggling feeling when I'm driving my car, for instance. Then they can go and talk to their subconscious or their crew members and go, right, can we change that? Can we fix that?
Because we're upgrading, updating all the time, Shannon. You know, none of us go around like crawling on the floor, do we? Like, we decided that it was better to walk, okay? And, you know, we're upgrading, updating all the time. And sometimes we get a bit stuck. And that's when we need to go and have a chat. Does that answer your question? I know it was long-winded, but I felt we needed to set that precedence.
Right. No, I thought that was very good. It's very clear. And in my thought on that is that it's much longer lasting than something other, you know, some other way of doing that. Some other way, like if someone wants to quit smoking or someone wants to stop the emotional eating. It seems like this is pretty foolproof way to do it, and quick.
Like, well, it's a skill. It's a skill that you're learning at the end of the day.
And you're learning that, because if we imagine the crew as actual real people in our mind, okay? Mm-hmm. If you ignore them, they're going to come back and they're going to start kicking up again because they're being ignored. So by having the control skill set, you can actually go back in and continually talk to the crew members all the time. So you are creating a nice bond with your subconscious, and they understand and they're reassured about this new pattern of behavior that we want them to do is the right thing to do. It's the best strategy for the most happiness. Now we are an adult.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they are constantly upgrading now. Once you learn the control system, you're constantly upgrading. You can constantly go back in and keep talking to the crew members, keep evolving. So you can have any pattern you want at any time you want.
And this is what you will teach in workshops. Is that correct?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. That's what I'm so excited to do, actually, to do this. Can I use this on anything? So what I come into the workshop, if I have emotional eating and I want to work through emotional eating, can I use it on other things as well after the workshop? I'm assuming it works for everything.
Yeah, absolutely. If there's a way you don't like the way you think, feel, or act or behave, that can be tackled, because we're all just a big jumble of patterns of behavior that we've learned. And it's just that some things we've learned wrongly. Do you know what I mean? That don't serve us now.
We learn them right at the time, but now they don't serve us as an adult.
Absolutely.
Right. And now they're just a struggle for us. Exactly.
Yeah. And so when people come along to the workshop, they learn the entire control system, like no holds barred. They learn the whole thing.
The 7 steps.
The 7 steps. It takes a full day, right? We work on something in the workshop, but what's the most lovely thing is that you can take it away, because we will give you a direct communication with your subconscious. So you'll be able to do this, right, when you leave. And it's very hands-on, so we all work together, right? And what happens is when you go away, you've got that direct communication. You know what to ask, and you can sort other stuff out. We've had clients who've come for certain things, and then they've gone away. In London, Shannon, you've got like this kind of cable car that goes from the O2 to the XL. And I had a client and she was on it and she started freaking out. She was like, oh my God, I'm not heights. And I just said, why don't you do control? She was like, yes. So she sat down, she spoke to her subconscious.
Whilst on the cable
thing.
Great. I love it.
I know, her daughter was taking pictures, and by the end of it, she was like, I'm loving this. This is awesome.
I think this is fantastic.
This cable car is 15 minutes long, from start to finish. So by the time she got to the minute, she had 7 minutes, and it was done, fixed.
Wow. And that just shows you how quick the results are for this, you know, and it's personal, which makes it, to me, that makes it so impressive that it's personal for each individual.
Yeah. And the thing is that what's a good thing as well is sometimes, you know, we got some shit going on, like real deep stuff. Okay. Right. We don't want to tell everybody. We don't need to know. We don't need to know that. All we need to know is that the subconscious understands that this is not the best strategy now. And it's time to upgrade. It's time to move on. And you can deal with that without having to go into some long therapy. It's like, we can deal with this without knowing all that stuff.
You don't need to dig up the past. All you need to know is that, well, I've got a thought, a feeling, or a behavior that I don't like, and I want to change it. You don't
I love that.
Go into past life regressions and all this stuff that stirs up the muddy water. We can just say, right, this is what I don't like. Let's change that behavior, or let's change that thought process, or let's change that feeling I get.
This is so impressive. I'm so excited to attend a workshop, and you guys are amazing. I mean, you just amaze me. I'm a personal trainer, and I'm also I'm a professional musician and a life coach and health coach. I want to ask how, so everyone else out there, I have friends that are functional medicine physicians and other personal trainers and physical therapists. How can this help their business and my business?
Yeah, sure. So look, as you know, by working on yourself, you become a better person. You get a broader aspect of how the mind works, because, and this is how Barry and I are able to work so well with our clients. And I know we've got some of our clients on here and they'll probably vouch for that.
Awesome.
Because we know our mind, and we know how our minds work, we can then understand on another level how our clients' minds work, because they work all in the same way. It's like the same operating system when you open up your Mac or your Windows, okay? And so by you using this, you can actually integrate what you've learned about yourself and how the mind works into the practice that you do already. Right. And I know, even before Barry and I became control practitioners, we'd done a workshop with Tim and we were like, okay, we totally get this now. And literally it changed the way we work with our clients.
Another way it's going to help your business is if you get a group of guys together, you take us over to the States and we can run the workshops and we can change how your clients think, feel, or behave.
Yeah.
That's the plan.
Definitely.
But, you know, and it is very much that for me. For me, this will actually make you not a better, because that's a really, you know, sort of bad way of saying you're no good, but it's another level it's going to give you of awareness.
A greater understanding.
Yes, absolutely.
Because we teach a lot of PTs, and the problem is we give the clients a meal plan, we give them a training plan, but nothing is sustainable because they're still running this old pattern or the pattern in the background.
Yes.
And they don't know they're running it. So if you can understand in your own mind that, oh yeah, that's the old pattern and I can change that whenever I want to, you can understand your clients, why they're doing what they're doing.
And I think that gives so much more fulfillment. We were just talking to Ben this morning and, you know, Ben Owen, and, you know, we were saying that how much money have you spent on, you know, meal plans and training plans and all that kind of stuff, and you're still in the same position, you're still having the same issues, and it's because we haven't addressed this.
The same conversation in our head.
Exactly. And there's no training program, there's no workout program out there that looks after this and says, well, look, why do you keep falling off the wagon? Why can you not stick to it? Why do you eat for emotion? Why, even looking at emotions, we're just about to work with our Freedom 90 guys about emotions and exercise. I don't like to wear the Lycra. It makes me feel, you know, fat. It makes me sweat. I don't like to sweat because I feel dirty. Mm-hmm. If you can't challenge that with your clients, then you're never going to get them to where you need them to be, which is that freedom and which is getting them the results that they really want. Does that make sense, Shannon?
Yes, it's the light bulbs are going on everywhere. Gosh, I've worked with people for decades, and this is the one thing that's going to help them the most. I know that this is, and it's going to be results that last for them because they'll know how to fix something,
yes,
you know, within themselves.
But that's the great thing. We're not broken and we don't need fixing. We just need to upgrade. And
upgrade, yeah.
Saying, I'm broken. I can't do this because I'm I'm ill, I'm broken, I'm this, I'm that. You're not. We're just running a pattern that doesn't serve us now, and we just need to upgrade that pattern. We need to become Windows 10.5, whatever we're on.
Windows 100.
Yeah.
But it's like very much, you know, when we have a problem like emotional eating, sabotage, whatever it is, I use those because we're in the fitness industry. We'll get to that problem, we'll go, oh, I'll just sidestep that. I'll just kind of go around it, and it never happens. But with control, with what Barry and I do, with, you know, Freedom 90, and some of our amazing guys are on here now, we can tackle that directly. And Sarah said, "You're not going anywhere."
Oh, you guys. Oh my gosh. It's very empowering, you know, to be able to sort of take control of your life and your own head.
Yeah.
You know,
it's so important. I mean, just look nowadays at all the messages we're being given. We're not good enough. We're not skinny enough. We're not pretty enough. You're not eating right. And it's like, oh my God, what does that do? I feel sorry for the next generation coming up, because like, everybody's got a disorder, everyone's got a problem, and I just think that society failing us because society's making us feel like we're not good enough, and we're losing control of the one thing that we should be in control of, and that is ourselves.
And that makes us human. You know, you're so right. I love what you just said. That was fantastic. So if you had to say just two things that you have seen over all of the times, all of the clients that you've practiced with control, you've taught the method to, if you could say two things that's helped them the most, what do you think that would be?
Oh my God.
Oh, I know. I came up with that question because I'm like, I think this is the most amazing tool that is out there. I mean, and you know, Tim Box, thank God Tim Box has developed the system, because it is truly something unique, something empowering, and something special that works. And this is one thing that works.
One thing I would tell everybody is you're not broken. You don't need fixing.
Right.
We just need to be reprogrammed. We just need to upgrade. Because as soon as we say we are broken, that puts us in a real negative frame. And when we're in a negative frame, we make negative decisions. But as soon as we know that we're not broken, we don't need fixing, that changes the way we feel and the way we behave and the way we act.
Yes.
So I'd say that's the biggest thing that I would tell anyone out there. You're not broken. You're just running an old program. And
I love that. Oh, I love that way of thinking. Yes. Great.
I mean, the thing is, there's so much. Do you know what I mean? You know, we've had clients for alcoholism, we've had clients for sports performance, for depression, for anxiety, for PTSD. One lady was having nightmares all the time, and now she has nightmares actually about unicorns.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, you know,
even tryptomania.
Tryptomania, which is hair pulling.
Right.
We've dealt with OCD. We've dealt with profuse sweating in certain situations, with phobias with snakes, with phobias with eating healthy food, with phobias of livestock. There's just so much.
Isn't that amazing? That's amazing.
It's just, you know what? It's just the most amazing thing to be able to release somebody who's dealt with this for like 30 years. Like, it's just, I don't know, you just feel it in here. And it's like, you just, every single workshop I get emotional. Every single
I can totally understand why. Completely understand why. It is an emotional thing to finally feel that freedom. You know, that freedom.
And I think we fear that we're going to be trapped. And I think the one big thing is to understand that we can change, because we weren't born this way. You weren't born having that fear. You weren't born
with a clean hard drive, you know.
Totally.
The only two fears we have is the fear of falling and the fear of loud noises. That's the only fear that is inbuilt us, but that's a survival technique. That is inbred to keep us surviving. everything else is a learned behavior.
Absolutely.
That's so true. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Would you guys be open to having people ask a few questions?
Yes.
Feel free.
Any questions? Fire away. We love questions.
100 cement.
Yeah, 100%.
Yes. All right. Let's see if anybody has any questions. Please go ahead and type them in. We'll be more than happy to help you guys.
Yeah. Guys, any questions on anything at all whatsoever?
Any questions about the control, about what we do, even personal questions. If you want to fire them away, you want to get to know us a bit better, please we're an open book.
Just not bra size. No, I'm joking.
No, I'm not telling you about my bra size.
Yes.
While the guys are thinking about questions, one of the most amazing ones on the last one was pretty amazing. It was a lady who had been bullied most of her life, and she believed that she was worthless. And this has been going on for like 30 years. And we did the system with her, and we all made the changes. And she was like, I just can't believe how like amazing I feel. Like I just feel like a release. I feel lighter. I feel like I'm not fussed by it anymore. We had a lady that come to us, and she had a phobia of snakes and worms. And even to talk about it, she's like, no, I can't. And it was from the age of 3, right?
Oh,
and
wow.
by the end of the day, she was like, yeah, whatever, snakes. We got a video the next day from her. Lots of Baz, this is my little friend the worm. And I was like, oh my God, that's amazing.
Well, that worked.
Yeah.
That just shows you how effective and how quick the results are.
Yeah, totally. Melissa Close, is she? Melissa,
she's on my coach team. Yes, I love Melissa.
Well, Melissa, Barry and I have said, if you guys can get 24 people together, we will come over for a week and we will do like 4 workshops. Bam, 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 bam. Like, 2 days, then, 1 a day. And we will come over and do this for you guys. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
So that's how, Melissa. So you need to get some people
get your team together and rally them
right.
and come over and do that.
Oh, totally. I'm so excited. And as soon as we know we have some people committed to doing this, we'll set up the time to get together and let you know the cost is not expensive and it's totally worth every single cent. And I want to give these guys a real hug, a in-person hug. So we have to do it.
I do too. What's it? Andrew Cunning says, how do I train to be like you guys? Well, as in control practitioners. So it's probably a good idea if you do come on a workshop first before you want to train to do this.
I think that's one of Tim's stipulations.
Yeah,
you do the control workshop, then you move on to become a practitioner, and then Tim will actually select practitioners to become workshop coaches.
Yeah, so here's the thing. There's only, at the moment, 2 qualified workshop practitioners out there, and that's me and another lady called Lizzie.
I get mine tomorrow.
Baz gets his tomorrow. And so there is only...
There'll be 4 of us.
4 of us in the whole of...
5, because Tim does it.
Tim does it.
Well, we got to count him.
4 of us in the whole world doing this.
Goodness. And that's, I want to become this. I want to do this as well.
You would be so good at it.
Oh, thanks. So, my plan is to come over there and do this, but I know that the stipulation is you have to start with yourself to know what it is and how it works.
And that's why Tim stipulates that you do the control workshop first, because that's about working on yourself. Then you work on a client.
And the thing is, it's like if we was to come over, Shannon, and we kind of did, workshop, I'm sure if we had people there to say, I want to be a practitioner, I know Tim would get his arse on a plane and come over to you guys.
Awesome.
I know he would. Do you know what I mean? So, but it's just awesome, and it enables us to have conversations like this with you, which is perfect.
Yeah, which is even better. It's so cool. I know. All right. Well, as as the questions come up, I know you have some clients coming in. So if you can stay on a couple more minutes, that'd be great. If you need to go, that's okay too.
I've got about another 20 minutes. So.
We've got
awesome.
We've got all the time in the world, no problems.
You know what I'd like for you to talk about?
Yeah.
I'd like for you guys to talk about your YouTube channel, Rock Solid, and your Laura and Barry page, and your vlogging, because this is what this shows everyone who you are, and this is what makes everyone fall in love with you guys, like me.
And our YouTube channel, most of our subscribers are actually in the UK, and we really want to push it out to the US. So guys, please get on board. It's Rock Solid #4 Life TV, and you're going to see all our vlogs, and literally you will see inside our life, how we live, what we do on a daily basis, from our training to our arguments to
Baz fault on camera. Do you know what I mean? But for us, I mean, we've started vlogging seriously in the past 6 to 9 months. We've always been very open and honest, because obviously with the bipolar, the OCD, Baz's dyslexia, our relationship, we've always been very open and honest about, you know, what we go through. And I think it's so important that we do tell our stories, warts and all, because it helps us to feel like we're not on our own. And I never, ever want anybody to feel like they're on their own with stuff that goes on up here. And so for vlogging for us is a really good way of us to be able to get a message over in a fun way. Do you know what I mean? And I just love doing it. And we were asked this morning, actually, how have you got your online presence? And we literally said, by being consistent and persistent and showing up every single day.
And being ourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah. And another reason why we do vlogging is because Loz always wanted to be an actress. And it's your way of being an actress.
Nice. Harder and all that sort of stuff.
So she's living the dream.
I'm living the dream.
Your vlogs are fun every single day. You know, I see them every single day, and I agree with you. I think that it is a good thing to tell your story. I think everyone can relate to something, and people feel kind of alone out there, you know, when they're struggling or when they have these issues that they think it's just me, and so they kind of close up. This is opening up, and that's what helps everyone.
And I think the issue sometimes is this, I call it comparisonitis. It's when we look on Facebook or we watch TV and we see other people leading a wonderful life. Right. You know, if you watch too much of the Kardashians, you think that's how life is. If you watch too much Towie or whatever it is, you think that's how life is. And then you look at your own life and you go, oh, well, I'm not like that.
What's wrong with me? Yeah.
Yes. And then we feel crappy about ourselves.
Yes.
And so, you know, that's why I said it's so important to get control of this so that we can really understand what's going on, open our eyes and that sort of thing.
Yes. Yes. How long have the both of you been practicing control?
For me,
I was introduced to control because I come in from work one day from in the gym and I was trying, and Loz said, I booked you on a course. It's a hypnosis course. And I was like, great. Great. Thanks a lot. And I went there, and spoke to Tim, and it was called Hands-on Hypnotists. Okay. So in there, it was really cool because we were learning to stick people's hands to walls, lock their eyes shut. And I was like, oh my God, I can't move my arm. And it was just a bit of fun, but it showed me how powerful the mind was. And from there, Loz went on to a control workshop and she learned the control system. And then I went on it. And then we went on the practitioner workshop, and then we learned to become practitioners. You done it before me, didn't you?
Yeah, we've been doing it for about 3 years now. I reckon we've been kind of around this stuff. But I tell you what was really scary. When we did our practitioner training, we actually had to learn some of the stage hypnotist stuff. So Tim, for our homework, we had to like go into a group of people and just be like, right, do you want to see something cool? Do you know what I mean? And that, like,
that's really
that's
cool.
so
We went to our mastermind group with Joe and Neil, and there was like loads of guys around there, all these things. And we got Joe, one of the head guys there, and he's like, right, close your eyes, lock your eyes down, blah, 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 blah. And they're locked. And he was like, Baz, lost, cover your eyes, eyes. And he was just like, oh my God, this is working. And we thought, he's so confident that he would have gone, yeah, just open his eyes, but they were locked shut.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Call me a witch, definitely.
But it's so cool.
It's so good. It's such good fun. It really is. A lot of people are, they're really scared of it, but it's really, really good fun.
Oh, I love it. I love it, you guys. Oh my gosh, this is so much fun to talk to you too about this. I know there are people listening to this live that are excited to do this. And what makes me really excited is that you can bring it to the USA and we can start it, we can start making people healthier from up here, which is what it takes.
We can all get a fit body, right?
Yes.
Everyone can go to the gym, they can eat well. But the problem is our minds are not congruent with that. And our minds are pretty much being fed junk food. And our minds are like the equivalent of sitting on the sofa, binging on Netflix, having buttons and a can of beer or whatever. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like we need to work our minds out so that it's congruent with our body so it can keep up. That's the most important.
We've both been there. We've both been on the bodybuilding stage. And I remember me standing on there. I was ripped to bits. I was about 3 or 4% body fat. And I looked at myself. I thought, I still feel the same. I still feel me. I don't feel what I perceived this body would have given me. And that was the turning point where I was thinking we need to change the inside. And by changing the inside, we change the outside.
Yeah.
By changing the outside, it doesn't change the inside. It's still the same thoughts, feelings, and behavior patterns.
That's so true.
As soon as we tap into that and change how we think, feel, and behave, the manifestation is our bodies will change because we'll be looking after it and we'll be living a healthier lifestyle.
Oh gosh, that is such a good thing to say. I've a lot of friends that have been on the bodybuilding stage, on the fitness, the figure competition stage, but their mindset isn't any different. You may look different, but you don't feel different. And I loved the video, Laz. I love the video you did about the numbers.
Yeah,
I loved it because it's so true, and it will change everything.
Absolutely. It's I mean, I remember when I did the bodybuilding, and I'm not slating bodybuilding at all whatsoever. It just didn't work for me at all. And I, the smaller I became and the more ripped and toned and everything, I actually became more obsessed and more infatuated with my body that it just sent me in a spiral. Do you know what I mean? But some people, they do amazing and they look amazing and they feel amazing. And I love that. And I, would promote that definitely. But, I know for a lot of our clients, that's just not the way it is really, unfortunately. So,
Right.
You've got to be a special breed to be a bodybuilder, I think.
Yeah, well, it's true. And I have a friend that does competition after competition after competition, and she keeps on going. And in my mind, I'm like, what are you looking for?
Yeah.
What is it that you need that you're not finding in your regular life? So that's my thought on that. So I know that you've already discovered that.
Yeah. And you know what? It was such an honor to talk at Body Power this year, which is the UK's biggest expo. And I love it that they're starting to look at mindset and they're looking at behavior and they're feeding this in, because I think we have a responsibility in the fitness industry to promote this stuff. We can't just keep feeding people with protein powder and telling them, just think positive or whatever. And basically, really, I'm going to say it, conning them out of their money.
Mm-hmm.
It's a false economy if you're just kind of ignoring this stuff. And it's a bold statement to make, but that's just the way I feel about it.
Right. The way the fitness industry, I see the fitness industry going, us as personal trainers, we're becoming personal therapists now.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
The client comes in and the first thing they do, how you doing? Oh, shit day. And they just go, boom, and they vomit on you. And you're like, oh my God, how do I deal with this? So let's educate us to understand what's going on in here so we can help our clients.
Yeah.
We don't
Yes.
have psychiatrists or psychologists or anything like that. We can deal with them with the knowledge we have.
Yes.
So let's increase our knowledge about how the mind works and how the brain actually functions.
Yes.
Then we can actually give a better quality service to our clients.
Yes, and people reaching out to us all the time, and we don't have that to give them, you know, and so that we come to you guys, and you guys come to us, and we learn this. Just think of how more successful our clients are going to be, not only today, but 20 years from now.
It's changed the world one mind at a time.
Yes, yes.
Defo.
Yeah, and everybody's looking for the quick fix. There's no real quick fix.
I said, let me find it.
Yeah, let me know.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, yes. Oh, you guys are rocking. This is so good. Let me look at my notes. I'm going to see if I have anything else to ask you.
No worries. No problems at all.
So I do love the fact that you guys have taken charge of your lives and bringing empowerment and control to other people's lives seriously. And I can't thank you enough. And I'm so excited that we met each other, even though it was, you know, across the pond, so to speak. But it's such a pleasure to get to do this with you guys. And we're going to round up as many people as we can for our workshops and fill you guys in. I know that we have, Laura and I have a little date to go to Sephora a couple times while you're here. And
you know it. You know she's got the 10-year anniversary stuff out. It's all gold.
Oh, I am totally going.
I'm so jealous.
Yeah, but a lot of these people are going to say, Sephora, that's just a makeup shop.
No,
But who are you?
Kat Von D.
Kat Von D. Yeah, we know who that is.
I get lumbered. They even give me their own. They even give me their own stool now to sit in there when we go in a. There you go, Buzz. Have your stool.
All right, here they come. I love it. Oh my gosh. Well, thank you for I want to be respectful of your time. I so thank you for being on this call today. If you have anything out there to say for everybody before we end, go for it. Love you guys so much.
Just come and see it. Come and visit us. We're on YouTube as Rock Solid, the number 4 Life TV. Yes. You can come and see us on Facebook. Friend requests on Facebook. That's cool.
No problems. We don't mind.
We've got some groups out there. You can come and join the Rock Solid crew.
Yeah.
Come and join us in there.
But ultimately,
Baz and Lost, Barry, Laura Page.
Yeah. Ultimately, we want to be able to come over and give you guys this, and make you guys over in America. Definitely.
Round up your guys. Get the numbers there. Then we'll come over.
Round them up.
Sounds wonderful to me. Love you guys so much. Thank you for being on this live. Have a great rest of your evening. And it's only about 10 to 1 here. I know it's about 10 to 7 there. So enjoy your evening, guys. Love you.
Take care now. Bye.
Bye-bye, guys.